Shalom, Laha Alahayim, peace to the gods, Nawathan, Kal Halayim La, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha Hakodash, giving all praises to Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, in the name of the Holy Spirit, double honors unto the elder apostles, the elder bishops, and the head elders of all the camps of Great Millstone GMS who do well, who have learned this 100% truth from, who are the true leaders of all Israel today. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the Bayath, the Dawada, the house of David, the predestined spirits of election, starting with the governing body in the kingdom to come, the 144,000, 12,000 men, prophets of each tribe of Israel, as well as the innumerable multitude scattered abroad. This is your brother Tazapanya of the DC Church of the Great Millstone. Adawan Ratazar, Lord willing. This spiritual commentary, quick hit, digital epistle is edifying unto the elect. So I'm about to play a video from Rethinking the Dollar. You can see the worldly Jake on the right hand side. He brought out some, I would say, some good news. Good news as in a simulation that I have in a topic where it says SIMEX 24. All right, a simulated systemic. I either put breakdown or crash or something like that from one of the unclean spirits, like frogs. That now I'm roughly paraphrasing that in Revelation where it talks about, and it came out of what was it? The beast, 3 unclean spirits like frogs out of the mouth of the dragon, the mouth of the beast, and the mouth of the false prophet. Roughly paraphrasing here, which is talking about the 3 city-states. Okay, DC / Langley, Virginia. All right, where the Pentagon is at, which is your military sector. All right, the Vatican, which is your religious sector, and in London, which is your financial sector. And all these city-states have their own jurisdictions and rules that doesn't apply to the country that they reside in. So it's easier for them to do the things that they need to do without people trying to, sue them or use some type of, laws or legislations to say, oh, you doing this or that wrong. But the point is the financial sector, all right, that is the one that pushes finance across the whole world, is preparing. Now, remember, they always like to do things before, all right? It's called revelation of method. And I'm going to prove that in the scriptures real quick, and then we're going to play it. This is a short video. It's like maybe 5 minutes. Okay, so let's go to the book of Isaiah. I'm going to get straight to the point. This is Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 14. And it reads, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Who is this talking about? Lucifer. Lucifer is not an angel. It's not the spiritual demon Satan. Okay, it is a title which is in the Latin meaning light bearer, which is a title for the international banking families. They are Lucifer. They are the ones that bear light on the left hand side. They are the ones that think that they have, because light is symbolic for wisdom. They think that they have the wisdom to govern the world, but they're doing it in wickedness. Hence in Proverbs it says, when the wicked rule, the people mourn, but when the righteous rule, the people rejoice. Okay, so they want to be like the Most High. Okay, they have a God complex. Okay, so using that based on the revelation of method, how they do simulations before they actually do something. For instance, what was it? Event 201, which was a simulated pandemic before the 2020 pandemic happened. There was a simulation, Mad Times, before the September Nueve Once, right? When them buildings, you know what happened, okay? And it was all talked about, things of that nature. They even had this cyber polygon where they simulated if a cyber virus infected the global digital infrastructure. So now you got one that is more he's about to explain it, but it's a whole nother simulation. So this is something to look out for, because if I just said that they want to be like the Most High, well, what does the Most High do? Okay, let's go to the book of Amos, because that's a great way to understand how the devils move. These devils move, man. You got to learn the Most High. And then you'll see on an artificial level, he tries to copy and imitate what the Most High does because he wants to be like the Most High, you see? So it's very easy to pinpoint. This is why it says, what is that? 2 Corinthians, is it 2:11? All right. For we are not, deceived, for we are not ignorant of Satan's devices, roughly paraphrasing. All right, so his plans, his agendas, because it's basically the same things that the Most High do, but on the left-hand side, whether it be him creating, natural disasters. How do they do it? They artificially orchestrate it. Him, bringing down kingdoms and setting up kingdoms. They want to do that. They want to bring down America and set up their NWO, right? So on and so forth. So this is Amos 3 and 7. It says, surely the Lord God will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets. You see that? So the Most High Yahweh, all right, has servants in the spirit of Yahweh Shai, because the testimony of Yahweh Shai is a spirit of prophecy. And he gives them the true understanding of the volume of the book, which is Yahweh Shai, which is the spirit of prophecy, to prophesy against kingdoms, and so on and so forth, as it says in the book of Jeremiah. So before he would put wrath upon a city or a place or whatever, the prophets will go and prophesy against that place. All right. So what happens with them? They do revelation of method as well. They're not going to do it until they put their symbols and metaphors in movies, and they have their simulations, or they have their little think tanks and, things of that nature. Okay. So, they try to be just like the Most High. So without, further ado, we're going to get this video and close it out with a scripture.
What if the entire UK financial system had to shut down tomorrow? After all, the UK is the heart of the world's financial markets.
So notice how he said the UK is the heart of the world's financial markets. Hence, this proves the correct doctrine, all right, of Yahweh Basham, Yahweh Shai, that was given unto through who we believe in faith, the apostles of Great Millstone on down. So those three unclean spirits, like frogs in the book of Revelation, is talk about the 3 city-states. And the financial sector is London. Okay, you see that?
Be ready to bring it back online without missing a beat? That's the unsettling scenario behind the SIMEX 24, the latest market-wide simulation exercise conducted by the Bank of England. This test was designed...
Now, if you were to ask AI which central banks, because the Bank of England is a central bank, is working with Ripple, all right? And he's going to say Ripple, but not in the sense it's like a spiritual type of thing. And this is why I feel like they even named that company Ripple. The first government-regulated cryptocurrency is XRP, which is under the Ripple technology, which happens to be through the insider Catherine Austin Fitz, a U.S. naval intelligence working with DARPA in Denmark to create a Ripple-compatible or XRP-compatible microchip. And then if you ask AI which central banks is working with Ripple, the number one bank that comes up is the Bank of England. Okay? So this is the point that I'm trying to make, because he's going to say that they're doing a simulation to see if everything shuts down, everything freezes, everything stops, how would they react and how would they be able to get things back on? This is the Great Reset, okay? And it's of course, we know it's going to go digital, all right? And it just so happens the Bank of England is the one that is trying to prepare for this.
Test the resilience of the UK's financial sector against a major operational meltdown. This is one of many exercises. It's been a part of the own
major operational meltdown. Could that be a cyber attack? This is why I said look out for these cyber attacks, specifically in the banks, major banks, the financial markets.
Going effort to ensure that they got a backup plan or after that narrative and the reboot the way they have in the past. Let's talk about this. All right, so I want to take a quick minute, share some thoughts in reference to a recent exercise that happened to fly under the radar for the most part, given all the events we're experiencing right now in the world. But then again, in the UK, which has been the financial hub going back all the way to the British pound, was the world reserve currency. And it appears that we're reaching a new turning point where they feel the need to begin preparing for whatever is coming in the days ahead, and has a lot to do with being able to control the narrative. So after things come crashing down, they can just flip the switch and turn on the new system. But will it be that easy? So in this video here, I'm going to share my 2 cents on some things, dive through some of the great details here, and basically give you guys something to chew on in reference to what's being worked on outside of the mainstream news that you won't hear about because of all these events we're experiencing right now. So as always, if you guys enjoy these short, quick takes, definitely hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe, take this and share it with others so they can also find out what's going on and how this can and probably will impact us all. But the big question is, why should we care about this? And it's simple, because all the banks are interconnected. And when one bank has issues, the ripple effects are felt throughout the entire industry.
So notice, all banks are interconnected. Okay, this is why when we go to the book of Zephaniah, let's get it. All right, because I'm noticing I'm bringing out scriptures all the time now through the Spirit, because we're supposed to be watchmen. Okay, and it's the scriptures say it's going to happen. So now I'm basically just looking out for it. All right, this is Zephaniah chapter 1, verse 10. And it says, and it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahweh, that there shall be a noise of a cry from the fish gate, and an howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills. Notice how he kept on using that word crash. Hills are smaller mountains. Okay, mountains are symbolic primarily, all right, for kingdoms. Okay, so smaller kingdoms, so your smaller countries, they're gonna crash because of the interconnectedness. Like, oh, that's a word. All right, I had to read it. It's right there. The interconnectedness of the banking sector. You see that? All right, and he has the Bank of England website, so that's a credible source. You see, so this is why all the men. It says how, verse 11, how ye inhabitants of Maktesh, the ancient merchant city that could be like your modern day, let's say Wall Street. For all the merchant people are cut down, all they that bear silver are cut off. But anybody that is really, stockbroker, crypto guy, whatever it may be, all that shit is coming crashing down. Okay.
And as a result of that, has created a system that's overly reliant on complex technologies, and a single disruption could ripple through the entire economy.
There go that ripple again. Okay. So, through the Spirit, I've been really, really heavy watching, the crypto market, because we know that one of the grapho, all right, the writings in the applications in the charagma that is going to be injected into you with the karax, okay, is your digital currency, which I feel like is going to be a stable coin now, which is basically essentially a CBDC. It's a programmable token. It's the same shit. Okay. So with that being said, like I constantly saying, oh, let me put this out there. Richard Werner said that the Bank of England and the Akim know that do watch this, or have not just me but other brothers, said the Bank of England already has the microchip ready for when they push UBI, Universal Basic Income, which is going to be the bait for the microchip. You see? So you see how this is all tying together? I can see it. I hope the brothers see it. I hope this is edifying. You feel me? But the scriptures say we're supposed to stay occupied in prophecies. Let's go get that real quick. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter chapter 39, verse 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, you see, giveth your mind to the law of the Most High. All right. It says, and is occupied in the meditation thereof. All right. Will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecies. So it's basically giving your mind to Yahweh Shai. Again, the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. He is the law. All right. All right. And it says, and seek out all the wisdom of all the ancient. All right. So yeah, man, constantly looking into the prophecy for this MOTB, which is RFID chip, to be pushed.
I think businesses, governments, individual savers alike, because the entire system hinges upon the fact of banks keeping the payment networks globally running smoothly. And
that the payment system, messaging system is SWIFT. Now, the U.S. blocked Russia from SWIFT because they went into Ukraine, which caused a acceleration of the BRICS nations to go into their alternative currency, which so happens to be digital, because China has the e-yuan, Russia has the e-ruble, okay, and so on and so forth. All right, so it's all going to digital, period, point blank.
Goes wrong. It's the kind of scenario we don't want to think about, but can afford to ignore. So how exactly is the UK gearing up for such a challenge? And are these simulations enough to prevent a financial catastrophe is the next question. And so first, we got the scenario where they're looking to reboot the financial system. And so basically, imagine waking up to find every financial transaction in the UK has been frozen, where there's been no payments, no trading, no access to your accounts. That's the type of scenario that they're planning for.
To me, that's a black swan event. If you wake up one day, like he said, no trading, no movement in the accounts, no buying, no selling, no nothing, no money's being moved. It just shut down, froze, ice up. Niggas gonna go haywire. Facts. And then because of the interconnectedness, all right, it's going to have a ripple effect through every currency, man. And then somebody gonna step in, just like they did with the pandemic. And we all come together because the WHO said that we all got to do it in order to stop this. So you see, this is why I think, and I speak as a man. I'm just a man that is of the hopeful elect. But I really think that next, how the Crown Vicky, right, just out of nowhere, popped as small China, and then it went from here to there. Next thing you know, the whole world on it. Something going to start small in the financial sector, and then it's going to pop out. It's going to do the same exact thing, but it's going to be financial, all right? And then it's going to reset. Well, they're going to say, yo, we need to reboot the system and bring about the digital so that everybody don't go broke. And then the ones that do, we got the UBI. You feel me? Because people going to be going crazy in the streets, and they're going to be asking their government, their God, to save them. And they're going to be like, all right, put this chip in your hand. I mean, I could see it that way. We'll see, right?
And that's the scale of the disruption that SIMEX 24 aims to try to simulate. So in this scenario, the challenge isn't just fixing technical glitch, but restarting the entire financial system after a complete shutdown. And the challenge that they were faced with is a question as to whether the entire sector can handle such an enormous task.
Of course they can handle it. The simulation is a mock trial. They already simulated it. They know how they're going to do it. It's a Galilean dialectic, order op chaos, order out of chaos. Okay? They already know what's up. All right? So note, this is why when AMTV, Christopher Green, he was thinking, a financial lockdown. I'm like, I agree with him. It's going to be a financial lock. So just like how you was locked in your houses in 2020, you're going to be locked out of your money. You see? This is why they testing the Bank of America clients when you wake up and you got zero money in your account. It might not mean nothing for people that live paycheck to paycheck, but imagine these people that got thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions in their bank account, man. You feel me? But even Jake with a little bit of hundreds or $50 and they, oh son, yo, I'm hungry. I need my Big Mac. They gonna go wild.
Going from being completely demolished to being rebooted and then something else appearing. And according to them, this isn't just a hypothetical. It's the kind of situation that could stem from a major cyber attack or a widespread power failure. And so the primary point was for the simulation.
And now I just seen, where was it on End Time Headlines, that a power grid failure is being talked about, I think by a major Department of America, something like it's great. I got, if I can find it, but
to force the sector to practice in real time, making it clear whether they have the right tools and strategies in place or if they're flying blind when the disaster strikes. And in order to protect themselves, a lot of it has to do with the collaboration between different authorities within the industry itself. And according to their news release, it says SIMEX has been developed and delivered by the Cross-Market Operational Resilience Group, a strategic partnership between financial authorities, the UK finance and industry, and established by the Bank of England back in 2015. And so as we can see, they've been preparing for some type of event for almost a decade now. And it just doesn't stop there. See, this exercise, it involved the financial sector's biggest players, which are banks, insurers, and financial market infrastructures, along with those bodies I just mentioned. So the collective effort, which is being coordinated by the CMORG, is about more than just patching up vulnerabilities. It's about making sure the entire financial ecosystem can work together seamlessly when the clock is ticking. The Deputy Governor of Prudential Regulation stressed the importance of preparing for what he
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 64 and 6. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep.
Labeled as the most important challenging scenarios. And based upon a scale of what they're preparing for, I think he's probably right. They're going to need as much help as they can get to try to keep the public from realizing that they've been duped and that this whole monetary system is a sham. What should be even more concerning is the fact that the SIMEX 24 brings everyone to the table, both public and private sector alike. And this shows the severity of what could be at stake here. They've turned this into a sector-wide priority, where a single weak link could compromise the whole chain. So cooperation for them is essential to keep the system standing. And lastly, it looks like the tool that they're looking to use is the sector response framework, which happens to be the heart of the exercise in its entirety. This tool, which is considered critical for their operations, they believe helps ensure financial firms so they'll act in unison during a crisis. So think of it like an emergency blueprint for the entire financial sector.
The last crisis that happened, who moved in unison? The whole fucking world, man. There's nothing new under the sun. They just gonna play the same. They already show. This is why Elder Apostle Tahar said the jump shot was the pop quiz. Get ready for the final exam. They wanted to test your compliance, man. And most of Jake passed with flying colors. Want to claim they this and they that and, super thug and all that. But yet Esau tell him, oh, yeah, stay in your crib. I ain't going outside, bro. Yo, you think, put on your mask. You can't come in. Yo, I can't breathe, but fuck it. I got to, you feel me? Come on, man. I'm telling you, Esau, he is crazy because he's a most subtle beast of the field. However, he's darkness, but yet the children of the light have the light, and we able to see through the darkness. We able to see what he got going on, man, because we know what's to come. So we know everything that he do is leading to this point. It's getting to a point now. There's so much. I'm almost doing like 2-3 MOTB update videos a week. I be wanting to do, exhortations, but it's be like, yo, I'm just seeing it in I could see the tripping stations. I could see people begging for it. You see what I'm saying? I could see it, bro. In my mind's eye.
The SFR lays out how different players, from the smallest building societies to the largest international banks, should coordinate their efforts to restore stability when the system is at risk. Apparently, this protocol isn't just a piece of paper that's sitting in a drawer somewhere. So during the SIMEX 24, it was put through its paces to make sure the financial sector wouldn't be scrambling for answers. And according to this report here on the CMORG website, it gives a better description of actually what the SRF is. It says the sector response framework is a mechanism which facilitates the collective response in an event of severe and systemic disruption.
Oh my goodness, bro. This is why I brought out their heart is deep. All right. This is Hegelian dialectic. This is a response. Another way for, what is it? Thesis, antithesis, synthesis is problem reaction. Reaction is what? A response, solution. So they're responding to the problem that they created, all right, so that they can come to the same solution outcome. And they already have the mechanism, the device, all right, that facilitates this collective response. They're all confederate with the, right, in the event of a severe and systemic disruption. The devil come down onto you with great wrath.
It is a series of sector response groups, FMI crisis committees, and supporting contingencies. And is also the mechanism through which the financial sector and the UK authorities, which means encompasses the HM Treasury, the Bank of England, and Prudential Regulation Authority, along with the Financial Conduct Authority, are connected during a systemic incident. It can operate as an operational, tactical, and strategic level. So clearly a lot of thought is going into this, trying to make sure that there's no disruptions whatsoever and stuff hits the fan. So the last question is, why does this actually matter to you now? Well, as David Posting, chief executive of the UK Finance, pointed out, that it's crucial that the financial sector remain resilient during times of stress, because if the financial system fails, the consequences will be catastrophic, not only for the banks and the investors, but for everyday citizens who depend on their savings, their pensions, and credit for day-to-day operations. So they believe that exercises like SIMEX 24 will help provide them some insurance that they can control things. But then again, it's going to be hard to keep the public out of the know if they watch videos like this that pretty much call them out for their criminality and corruption. The biggest question is, are these simulations enough to keep this next global event contained? Because that's just one exercise in the UK. And I'm not even talking about the most liquid financial market, which happens to be the United States of America, which as of today still has a world reserve currency. So at the end of the day, a simulation can only test so much, and the real world is infinitely more chaotic. So disasters don't follow scripts, unfortunately. And the unexpected has a way of exposing weaknesses that no one...
It follows the Most High script. How about that? Whatever the Most High want is going to happen. Man's goings of the Lord.
I saw it coming. So while this SIMEX 24 may improve the sector's readiness, I can pretty much guarantee that it won't stop a systemic event, and the domino effects that will ensue spreads across the entire...
That's what they want. That's the whole point. They have the situation. You think that, oh yeah, remember, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They come out for speaking lies. They think they just going to switch it immediately when the shit go crashing down. Nah, they want niggas to suffer. They want you to beg and scream and pray to them as if they God. Please, oh Esau, oh government, oh beast, image of the beast, save us. And the beast, which is NATO and the EU, spearheaded by America, that's riding on top of the beast, is going to be like, yes, take my mark.
Our planet impacting all markets, which will unfortunately lead to all governments looking to collaborate together to try to offer the world some type of solution to the problems they created. So once again, just taking a minute to share with you some exercises that's taking place right now, and 3 of the main components that they're looking to use in order to try to keep this global monetary system afloat as long as they can before something else exposes the fact that the game is up. And it looks like, no matter how well they're prepared, this is going to be a very disorderly and dysfunctional rebooting of the monetary system. And of course, we can see how obvious that is right now, because as of right now, gold is at all-time high still, which is ultimately a reflection on how poorly the fiat currencies are doing, making it even harder for the central banks to keep this systemic corruption going. And therefore, the governments are on the hook to try to keep the attention off of them, because once people realize that they are the one in collaboration with central banks that the world should blame for the world's debt and poverty crisis, then there'll be no exercise that they can actually run that'll work. So once again, just taking a minute, sharing.
They doing that on purpose. They want you to have lack of trust, and that's the whole confidence going to con, as the Akim would bring out. You have to have confidence, like a con man. You have to have confidence in them for these things to work. This is why the whole trust thing is involved. Even when you transact money with each other, you sell me a product, I have money to buy that product. I'm trusting you that the value of my money I'm going, 1, receive the product without you robbing me. 2, that the product that I'm getting is doing what you told me it's going to do, and I'll be satisfied. You see? So when the money is not doing what it's needed to do and people have lack of trust, they're going to what? Riot. That is what they want because they want to bring martial law as well. All right, so I'm gonna leave it at that, man. I didn't want to make it, too long. All right, 30 minutes. All right. I'll end off on this with the brother GMS Tezas Dr. Ban Yahweh 144K, Hebrews 4:12, Yahweh Shem Shabrakatama. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 9. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan. See, the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan. All right, Shaitan, or in the Hebrew, Satanos in the Greek, which means adversary, with all power, right? The earth has been given into the hand of the wicked, okay? And Esau was blessed with the sword to take over the world, all right? And signs and lying wonders. You see that? So this place is about to go down, and it's being revealed who the wicked is and how this place is going to end. All right? But first, they got to bring out that chip. And then the missile's going to fly, and Yahweh Shai going to deliver the elect. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. On to the next one. Keep watching, Akim. Shalom.